What's up, everybody? I am Jesse Goku, also known as JGB, also known as the King of Mexico, and you're back with another Geeks Fiber podcast. Geeks Fiber live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. We are no longer streaming on Twitch, and today is a special episode, so I'm not going to do special introductions, but we're going to talk about something that has been making the rounds on Facebook as of late, or at least the last day or two. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but introducing my co-host is the one, the only, Jace.
Hi.
The man that runs the skinny for us on the Geeks Fiber podcast, the Texas Gaming Hedgehog himself, Sonic.
Hi.
Special co-guest host are the men themselves from the Ravens flock, the very controversial, the very outspoken. They are there for us, and they are there to share, to spread the word and spread the love as themselves, the Ravens flock.
How's it going there, Jeff?
How you doing, guys?
And joining us today are two very special guests. They are one of them is the individual themselves who shared a lot of screenshots and text messages about what we're going to be talking today. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. We have Lunar and Sarah joining us today. How are you doing today, guys?
We're doing fine, and it's Sarah Serenity from Sarah Serenity Magical Cosplay.
Nice. Thank you for joining us. It is Thursday. This is actually outside of our normal schedule. We normally never live stream on Thursdays, so our audience isn't going to be that big today watching live, but our audience does pick up once we reach later in the show, and our post audience will reach definitely higher. But like I said, this is out of the ordinary. People probably don't even know that we're going live today. But yeah, so to shed some light on what's going on. So there's an anime convention called Anime Festival Orlando in obviously in Florida, and they have a convention going on. And so what's going on is there's an individual out there who has been texting people claiming to be a staff member of the convention itself as a way to I guess meet people and to kind of take advantage. And what is the word I'm actually looking for here?
To lure.
Catfish.
Grooming?
Yeah.
The word you're probably looking for is grooming.
It is grooming.
It's the act of psychologically manipulating someone into having sexual intercourse with you when they otherwise wouldn't.
Right. Okay. So I do want to share the statement before we talk to our guests. I do want to share the statement with Anime Festival Orlando. They did send me something. I can't read everything that they sent to me, but they couldn't shed any more light on the situation. With that being said, feel free to use what we have already publicly stated about him. We just don't want to make an official statement just yet. And this is the statement they have made. It has come to our attention that a man named has been reaching out to women claiming to be a staff member of AFO to try and obtain personal information, then harassing them. He is not an AFO staff member. We find this type of behavior unacceptable. Please know that you will never receive unsolicited messages from anyone on our staff. We would never ask for your contact info over social media. So this statement was released. I don't know exactly how, like if it was before or after your text, your screenshots of the text messages that you have shared with us, but based on what we could see off of the screenshots, it seems like a lot of people have been getting text messages from this individual. Now, if you want to see the screenshots, we will share them with our followers on Discord, but we're not going to say the individual's full name to protect everyone here involved of slander and defamation of character, or being sued for slander and defamation of character, despite the fact that we actually have evidence of said claims. Remember, it's not slander if it's true and you have the proof to back up your statement. With that being
right. Yeah, no, if nothing else, we've come together tonight in order to help spread awareness of an ongoing issue that the majority of the convention community, especially down here in Florida, are aware of. So strictly speaking, it's not exactly like breaking news, but it is something that does need to be discussed.
It's
in public.
It is something that needs to be addressed to everybody.
It's a public service we're trying to perform here.
Right, absolutely. I wanted to first off, I wanted to thank our guests for agreeing to be on here. Both of y'all. I know this has to be what alarming or even concerning. That
Very concerning.
right.
Honestly, it's the first time ever in my whole life that someone has ever said to me, I want to hear your side of the story. And growing up, whenever something would happen to me, normally no one would ever say that to me. Instead, they would dismiss it as, bullshit.
Right. No, I understand. And I completely understand. And you're not the first person where we hear we hear horrible things about conventions. We hear horrible things about people claiming to be staff, or the convention itself as a whole, where but we made a mistake once in inviting someone to share their side of the story without reaching out to the convention. So when we reached out to you, we also reached out to the con. We have not reached out to the individual in question because we have evidence of the claims themselves. With the other individual, we actually didn't get any evidence. You know which one I'm talking about, Jason Sonic? Remember that?
Yeah, is the Tennessee one, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Remember, we didn't have any screenshots or anything. We just went by word of mouth, and we said we would never make that mistake again. And thank you so much for sending me the screenshots. By the way, I have them all up on my second monitor so we can read them out loud. But based on what I could see, what I could read right away, you can tell that this individual is just looking to get laid, for lack of a better term.
Yes, because normally here's the thing, I'm open to meet new friends and make new friends because I've
Mhm.
dealt with a lot of backstabbing in the past few years. So I was open to give this guy a chance of friendship, but because of my autism, I can't read social cues well. And Lunar knows this. So for him, he read the red flags a lot quicker than I did. And so, normally when I meet new people, they would be open to meeting either my family or at least to him, just to make me feel a lot more comfortable. But this guy kept saying no. And one thing I definitely want to point out, especially where AFO is concerned, is this. What happened is not their fault. They are not to blame, and they are surely not responsible. They are literally one of my favorite conventions to go to. They were my first convention over a decade ago. So they're definitely not at fault here. But this guy is literally trying to pretend to be a staff member to lure women out and give up their location so he can get them alone.
Mm-hmm. How before the Raiders lock, I just have one question. How long have you been cosplaying for?
I actually started cosplaying, my first convention was AFO back in 2007, late 2007, so right before I started high school. I actually did not officially start cosplaying until MegaCon 2008. My first cosplay was a closet cosplay of a schoolgirl outfit and kimono robe. After that, I started cosplaying as Misa Amane and then Tifa. And Tifa is something that I'm actually very well known for. And then Red Riding Hood, Fox Ray Furry. And then I created my two OCs, Sarah Serenity for Kingdom Hearts and Darla Dixon for The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been cosplaying since probably about 15, so probably about 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Plenty of experience in the convention.
Jose looks like he has something to say, add, or ask.
Yes, I actually do. And you know something? Sarah, you actually bring up a very good point, and I think that's something that does need to be pointed out right now for everybody watching. When it comes to these cases, when outing someone for inappropriate and grotesque behavior at a convention, I think people need to understand the difference between putting the blame on the individual, the culprit, and putting the blame on the convention. And it's a misconception that we have seen on social media a lot.
Yeah, folks who in the past would either have presented themselves as staff members trying to speak for the convention, but on the other hand, in this instance, this is someone who's trying to use that for personal gain. which it's something that we're completely against there. Like if you're speaking on behalf of a con, or if you're trying to say that you're representing a con, you have to put the interests of the convention ahead of yourself. And obviously, if that were the case, then of course that would put some of the onus on AFO. But since it's not in this case, since this guy was faking it completely, that makes it even worse. So
Yeah.
of course AFO is completely off the hook on this one, but they had to address it because this guy was trying to use their good name.
Yeah, and also to avoid, the public putting the blame on the convention themselves.
Yep. So
Right. It would have been like a sense of liability in a way. Yeah.
What I
Right,
can
exactly.
say is I've gone to AFO for a long time. Like last year was the first time ever I have not been to a convention since I was 13, and I've had nothing but good experience with AFO. The staff members actually care about their guests. They care about their celebrity guests, everything else in between. So I've never had any awful experiences from the con itself. The con itself is good. The fact that someone is pretending to be them to take advantage of that really pissed me off.
If I may add, just real quick, because I'm actually on their website right now. So I think one of the issues that they're going to have to address, not every convention does this, but a lot do. They will actually have their staff listed on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through the website. I'm on their about information. I'm on their info as a whole, and I'm on their contacts. And a lot of conventions will have different emails for different contact individuals for staff, and they'll either have a stage name or their actual name. But either way, I mean, they have some kind of list of people that can be identified as staff for the convention. Unfortunately, Anime Festival Orlando has no such thing. They only have just a general contact us.
yeah, that's something that should be updated. I'm looking it over too, and yeah, I see what you mean.
Well,
Right.
from what I know about that is after I gave AFO all the screenshots and all the information they needed with what happened to me, they let me know ahead of time that they banned the individual from the con and from the staffing list. So he has no way to access this, and he has no way to be at the convention.
Right. Unfortunately, there are other ways around it. They can't ban him from the website itself, but damn it, because this, like I said, this is like it's so surprising because you're so new. You look really young. You're new to the community, and this is really fun. And I apologize. I should have warned you in advance that we cuss a lot on the channel.
We swear like sailors.
Yes.
Dude, it's fine. I curse like a sailor, and even he sometimes has to have me have some control over it. But it's worse for him. He has a filter.
I got
Now,
everybody covered here.
I want to point out Goku said that you're new to the community. She just rattled off 15 years of experience. She has both of us beat, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
She's more
Right.
experienced than both of us.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
13.
I've been confused for being like 15 or 16, but in truth, I'm actually 28.
Wait. Didn't you say, maybe I misheard?
She started in 2007,
Oh.
Yes.
so she's got us
Why
beat.
the hell
Yeah.
did I hear 2017?
Okay,
Well, I mean,
You
got a lot
to be
it's
fair,
all right, man.
to be fair, Goku, you did say you're dyslexic. So it happened.
Because
It's
Yeah.
okay,
you're
Jesse.
you're old
It's-
like us.
It's late in the afternoon.
I'm not old, and neither are y'all.
No, we're old. No,
You
we're,
two,
we're-
you
we're-
two look
Speak
like
for yourselves. I'm young and
Gray-
beautiful.
Look
Thank
at
you
this
very
gray
much.
hair right
everyone
here.
everyone here looks like they are in their early 20s. I'm the one here that looks like she's still 15 or 16.
yeah, you do look young. But okay, what month in 2007 did you start?
Oh, he's trying to get specific.
I'm getting specific now.
Why? Hang on a minute.
Yeah,
why are we
why-
going
We're
into the
getting
minutia
interrogative
of this?
Because that's the same month. I want to find out who's been at this longer.
Okay,
Caramba.
so
Okay.
my first convention was AFO in August of 2007, but
Fuck.
I did not start officially cosplaying until MegaCon in March of 2008.
Okay,
I've
well, yeah, I was going to say,
Like,
because I know you got me beat, but let me go ahead and say it as the runner-up.
Fine, you go
I
ahead.
didn't start cosplaying or going into conventions until MetroCon 2007 in July.
I have it beat by 1 year. MetroCon 2006. 2006.
Whatever.
My first
Ah.
convention was OniCon in Houston, Texas, 2007. It was also my first con was also when I first cosplayed.
Same here.
09.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm the youngest one here
You are the youngest one.
because
baby.
I started in San Japan in 2013. Basically 8 years.
I remember San Japan when they were in that fucking Holiday Inn and you had to walk across the street in 110-degree heat.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
especially,
Oh,
it's
man.
it's rough.
There you
It's
go.
brutal sometimes.
It is.
Well, when I went, it wasn't during like Labor Day weekend. It was like the middle of August, just like
Okay,
complete
we have,
It
odds.
was summer.
we have established that she is a veteran and
She's a veteran. So, okay. Damn, I'm so stupid. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're adorable.
No, I'm
Aw.
Mexican. That's what it is. No,
Oh,
I'm not
God.
English.
You can be Mexican and adorable.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
And look at Selena.
Mex adorable.
It's
Yeah,
adorable.
Adorable.
Very
I'm
much.
on shirt.
I'm a Mexican. Save myself from the hole I dug myself into.
Oh, good job.
Truthfully, though, he's still new to the cosplay scene. I think he started cosplaying in what, 2017, 2018? Right?
We're not calling him out. He can.
December was the first year you put shit on it.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Next thing you know, you're running around in a dress.
You got two options: cosplay with them or carry all their stuff.
Oh my goodness.
I've been on both ends of that. I've rightfully earned the con dad title, like because I'm not just running around with other folks' like their bags or whatever. I keep in my camera bag when I'm running around. I've got like those short little Gatorade bottles and freaking granola bars, and I keep my keychain with those little pill bottles for like extra like headache medicine or whatever in case somebody's like wig is too tight or whatever.
So
This
you're
guy
the
comes
con
prepared.
medic. You're the
He
con
comes prepared for
medic.
everything.
Yeah, con medic, con dad, because I'm checking up on my friends. Like, have you had any food yet? No, I have this. No, you tell that photo shoot that you're gonna wait. You're gonna come over here. We're gonna go over to the bar. I'm gonna get you a sandwich. You don't.
Yes.
I don't give a damn. We're gonna eat.
Yes. So he is a
yeah,
contact.
guys,
I'm
yeah.
not a contact.
Yeah,
I'm more of the
I-
guy that you see at parties Friday or Saturday night at a con.
Yeah, I need
But I
a
party
contact.
intelligently.
I need a contact. I need a caretaker because normally the con's like, Jesse, have you eaten? I had a shot of tequila.
That's not food, but it's made from agave. That's all natural. It's not
That's
food,
nothing.
Jesse.
That's nothing. Back in 2019, all he consumed the whole weekend of MegaCon was vodka, and
Potatoes.
it's liquid.
Why aren't we?
okay,
Why aren't I like this guy? Why aren't we friends?
From McDonald's.
That is
You are
more,
now.
That is more hardcore than what I used to snack on when I started at cons. Like when I started at cons, like 2007, 2008. Like the only thing I would snack on for the con weekends is just energy drinks, and
not just
Sometimes
any
I wouldn't
energy drinks.
Snack on anything.
How
Like
much-
sometimes I would have to choose between merch and food.
They
Like,
always
how
show
many of
merch.
y'all remember the Balls energy drink, the blue bottle?
Blue balls? Yeah.
Yeah, the blue balls. Yeah, we
That-
remember those.
He would rebase that stuff like nobody's business. Just
It's
down
not
down,
even.
down.
It's not even good energy drink.
Bruh, I had 5 Monsters and like 2 Red Bulls, and I still drank a bottle of what was that? That spice rum, the Kraken.
Rum, crack.
Yeah, Captain Morgan Silver Spice. I'm more of a private stock guy.
I
You know
would
what
be
it's like
So,
to.
I would be more so the girl that has like extra sewing gear carrying with her. I would be the seamstress and the food supplier in the hotel room.
Yep. Like that.
No, I'm the can I
We'll see
borrow
what-
a dollar guy? Hey, can I borrow a dollar?
Not borrow.
You
it's
can't
not
get
giving it
squat
back.
for $1 at a con. Are you
That's
kidding me?
30
So
people.
much of my friend Edwin. Oh my god! When this is posted to Facebook, I need to share this to my cosplay page so that way Edwin can see this.
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you. No, but sir, you're assuming that I buy stuff at the cons.
Just
Are you,
getting
are
free
you
money.
saying you trade it for sex?
What are you
No.
borrowing the dollar for then?
I'm gonna
Have.
go to the grocery store that's like a mile away and get food there.
And that actually works down here in Tampa for MetroCon because the convention center is on one side of downtown and the Hillsborough River cuts through it. If you
For-
go over the bridge, on the other side of the bridge, there's a public supermarket.
Oh,
So
this
Yeah,
is. But
for-
we're in Texas, sir. All we have to do is get on our horse and go to the HEB that's half a mile away.
like that,
Okay.
the
Also
business
at,
is like the same way. So we
at,
could get sushi, we could get pub subs. Yeah.
Also at Onicon, like across next door to the convention
Yeah.
center is a Kroger.
Onicon directly next door, just literally like
Walking distance.
the parking lot, like 50 feet.
Unfortunately, though, like I've never been to Onicon, LumiCon, or MetroCon because one, financial reasons, and two,
That's
because
everybody.
I haven't been able to get much notice to be like sponsored or invited out to other cons.
This got way off topic.
I know.
I was
We
thinking of a way to
apologize.
bring it back.
Breaking
Yeah,
the
I
ice.
was. That's why I was like,
We're like, it's all right. We're
happens.
breaking the ice. We're trying to get comfortable. We're trying to get into a flow. They're like, okay, we're
So-
going to be talking about heavy shit. Let's loosen up a little bit so that we can get
Yeah.
into discussing.
Un-
it.
Exactly.
He knows that. He knows
So
that.
the
He just wanted an excuse to go smoke a cigarette because he's a real life grumpy cat.
okay, no, if he wants to go on a smoke break, he can if he wants to. I actually do have some questions for him, but those can wait until after his smoke. It's more relaxed.
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
return
Now
to the
bring
meat
him
of the
back to
matter.
So,
irritate him.
well, okay, no, we do go off topic sometimes because it makes it makes our guests much more comfortable and it makes them more open.
Well, I won't
Because-
lie. It definitely does help. Like it definitely, because I won't lie. I was nervous to get on the podcast because I was worried. Because again, with my autism, I can't read people well, so I can't go on social cues very much. I'm trying to learn that now as an adult, and it's tough.
no, it's
No,
okay. It's understandable. I have worked with, I actually know people who have autism. Trust me, my girlfriend, she is autistic, so I'm like, it's I help her out, in a way. That's okay. Is that okay
Right.
to say? Right.
So we're gonna kind of move back onto the subject because I'm looking at the text messages, but to address what you had said earlier, based on reading because I read the text messages and you do mention that you're autistic, so that's why I sent you the Geeks 5 Ever link as a verification, so you would know that we were like legit.
Yeah, and I definitely looked into it, and I can definitely see you guys definitely do exist. And honestly, like I hope, like the next time you guys are like at MegaCon or AFO, like you guys are more than happy to interview me or do another podcast with me anytime if you want to know like my past cosplays, my future cosplay plans, and everything like that.
So yeah, no, we're from Texas, so it's gonna be if I do go down there, I'll be hanging out with the Ravens flock. So
It's more of a Ravens flock territory. We don't
Yeah.
That's where the real cool kids are.
All right, chill. They're plugging us to be a little more humble, Joe. It's
I
all
know,
right.
I know.
You and
For
your
real?
backwards.
actually, we
scabby
were
cat.
we were throwing shade y'all's way, but whatever. Anyways,
I definitely
So-
want to meet the Ravens flock next time they're at a con in my city.
just
All right. So there's AFO, there's Omni Fandom Expo, there's Holiday Matsuri. Let's see what else is in Orlando. There's MegaCon.
There's MegaCon Orlando. No, trust me, we know the atmosphere of cons in Orlando, and
So we'll be
more than happy to pay a visit.
yeah. So
Actually-
What's that?
So,
Just
and-
real
Now
quick.
that I think about it, I forgot to mention this before. There is a new con that's coming to Orlando in June, and I got invited to be a cosplay guest for it. It's called VillyCon or VillainCon.
VillainCon. I believe I actually looked that one up. I believe I actually checked that one out too. Yeah, VillyCon. That's the one. Unleash your darker side at the Wyndham Orlando Resort International Drive. Yeah. So I guess that settles that.
Hello.
If we do actually end up going there, which would be end of June, then hopefully I'll see you there.
They're actually
Yes.
looking for people to invite to the new con because it's literally brand new.
Yeah, like I'm all for jumping into new conventions. I'm all for like us like covering conventions and trying to meet with new people. And
We're all for that. I'm all for the theme. VillaCon, villains.
Yep.
Yes.
like
Give me more of that.
once upon a time in the far off land of 2011, there was a convention called EvilCon that tried to start off, and I was actually working for staff with them, and it sort of has the same vibe, the same sort of theme going there. So nice to see that someone else is picking up that mantle.
Yay.
We're gonna go in.
I just want to give you all a big hug.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
I
Appreciate it. Thank you.
But JC Goku, go ahead, man.
All right, so I'm looking at the text messages, And so the red flag is okay. So the first red flag I see on here, and let me change this real quick. So he's already trying to hang out. He's already asking you questions. You live in Orlando, right? Blah blah blah. We're basically transitioned all the times over the new year. So he's pretty much already inviting you to like hang out. He's like, busy today, and then you're like, I'm on vacation and chilling at home, so you got the day free, right? Want to celebrate being COVID free? What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, it's the fact that I was sick with COVID. I was the only one sick in my family that got sick with COVID. So I wound up being a survivor of that, and now I'm negative for COVID.
Right, I had
No, it's
COVID. I had COVID too.
I
as
had
well.
COVID too, and so did he. It sucks.
Yeah, me and Juan, we had COVID in early of January, and it was a tough 2 weeks to get by.
We still got chest pain though, but big ups on you. Like I'm glad that you were able to shake it off too. It's nothing to sneeze at.
It definitely isn't. And considering how my dad is a war vet and he has bronchitis, I was so paranoid, especially for him, because I was scared that if my dad contracted COVID and dies, it was going to be because of me. So thank God that no one else in my family, including my fiance, no one else had contracted COVID. It was literally just me.
Big props for small miracles.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was a big miracle. I will say this, though. I hated the fact that I lost my sense of smell and taste for almost 4 weeks.
Oh my god.
Like that sucks. The worst part for us, like Jose, you lost your sense of smell.
I lost my sense of smell, and I had chest aches, and I was feeling dizzy.
And like for me, I never lost them, but after I started recovering, I could smell things more sharply, and things smelled off to me too. So like it messes with you. Like it's so screwed up. I still have that kind of trouble sometimes. Like I can't eat eggs without thinking like, oh god, something's rotten. Like, but I just cook them,
Yeah.
It's
I want to give a quick shout out to our listeners. By the way, Didi, what's up, Didi? Always good to have you on here. I want to give a shout out to Billy. I'm sorry, I can't say your last name.
Billy Perea.
Perea. There you go. Thank you.
Perea,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for commenting. First time commenter on the show. And Zarek. Zarek is a really cool friend of mine. The individual that we're talking about, unfortunately, and I'm sorry, Zarek, but his name is Eric. No relations.
It's the first name, so that's not how you have a relationship with people.
I know, but I don't want to say the word
unless your
Eric,
name's Josh, and then you have to fight.
No, you have to fight for that name. So based on what I'm seeing on the text messages, he's already trying to hang. He just established that he is the panel organizer for the convention. He's saying basically we're transitioning because of the COVID. He's saying that he doesn't live far from the venue. He's already asking you where you live. Like, right, we're basically transitioned all times over the new year.
That's
and
a red
nice,
flag.
I live in the Winter Park myself. He already asked you where you live. That's already like a red flag there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Winter
Yeah,
Park is
no.
where Full Sail University and also the WWE Performance Center is at.
Right.
That's Winter Park.
He also says, check this out. He says, not far from the venue, have a means of getting around ?
Well, unfortunately for my family, we only have 2 cars, my dad's and my brother's. And usually my only way of transportation is either by bus or by walking.
Oh.
And with me, with where I work at Joann's in downtown.
Mhm.
So I have to take 2 buses there, 2 buses back from where I live at.
Right. No, but that's and that that's one thing to not have a means of transportation, but to ask another individual like, hey, do you have a way of getting around when you've just met them over the internet? You haven't met this. I don't think I have autism. But
Well,
like
to
I
give
don't
you-
ask.
To give you the full view of what I have, or at least what I was told I have in the past 10 years, I found out that I was autistic. I had Asperger's, pervasive developmental disorder, anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and due to a severe trauma from a few years ago, I now have PTSD.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see.
What
Sorry
is
to
the
hear that.
context for how this person got in contact with you?
He reached out to my cosplay page. Like, I'm open to talking with my fans and followers. Like, I'm not one of those stuck up bitches that will ignore people like they don't exist. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a very caring, good person, and I'm open to giving people a chance to speak with me.
Okay, so he reached out to you through your page then.
Yeah.
Are these screenshots from just Messenger then?
Yeah, they're on the Facebook Messenger.
They're from Messenger and my text. From
Yeah,
my
and,
phone.
and the cell phone. Yeah.
So
Right,
he
yeah.
got your number?
He gave me his.
Oh.
Yeah, he
There's a
sends
red
it-
flag too.
He sends his phone number first, and then from there it goes. Well, the first thing he says is, I guess because you started messaging on your actual Facebook account, but the first thing on here is fuck, and definitely wanted to see you this year.
That was on my cosplay page, not my actual
Okay.
Facebook account.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he does give you your phone number, and then it does transition into text messaging. So it's there's nothing wrong. Like, there are people out there that don't pick up social cues, and you know, when people are flirting with you, when they're trying to be just friendly with you, or when they're it's fine. Like, there are a lot of shit that I don't catch on to. Like, people have like tried flirting with me, and I don't fucking pick up on it because it's like one of those things to where I don't think about it, or I just don't catch on, or even though everybody says I know how to socialize, I have really good socializing skills. There's just sometimes where people as individuals don't pick up on certain things. But this person does flat out say, you do tell them, okay, I don't mind hanging out, but no flirting, please. And then he's like, oh, don't worry about that. I suck at it. Obviously, this is a bold-faced lie. I'm not like, it's, you not catching up on it is fine because it's text messages, but when you see it when you look at the picture as a whole, you could tell like this guy flat out lied because he's already trying.
To be flirtatious.
Right.
Yeah.
When you look at the
Right.
whole, when you look at it as a whole, after the fact, then you like kind of see it. So like,
And I feel bad. I feel bad that I couldn't pick up on it right away. And unfortunately, some people did reach out to me, but in a very rude way. They were like, "Why couldn't you see that he was giving you red flags?" And it made me feel really bad.
and here's the thing I'm going to say to that, and you should not feel bad whatsoever, because if you look at it and you read it and you just think, okay, we're just being friendly, you're not going to pick up on it, but you will notice it after the fact as a whole. Now that I'm looking at all of it all at once, and we know that this person's intentions, now it becomes clear as day. However, we don't expect you to pick up on it right away, because text messages are so neutral, like
So
they don't
benign,
show
you
emotion.
can't tell any sort
Right.
of intent.
Right.
Like
You
it goes different ways. You could see something totally innocuous, and it can come off as somebody being an asshole through a text or whatever, when that wasn't even their intention. In this case, it becomes a matter of like it looks like this guy's just being like polite and stuff, but he's really trying to flirt. And he's really trying to
Mm-hmm.
slide in.
Right.
Yeah.
And Billy, I completely understand on your part too. On our comment section, Billy, bro, sometimes being a gentleman is taken as flirting, and it's horrible for nice guys like me. Absolutely. Like sometimes,
On the flip
it's
side,
you will approach somebody and you'll be like, hello, I really like your shoes, and they're like, oh, I have a boyfriend. I said hi, not go out with me.
It's like that one meme where it's like he's like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Well, I'm not asking about that. Are you going to work on your part of the project?
Right. Oh, that's a good one.
I can definitely understand from Billy's point of view, because it's also the same with girls. Like, the best example I can give was the fact that all during high school, like, I was always pointed at being a slut, even though all I was nice to people.
High school's the worst.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just mean to everyone. It works out a lot better for me.
Just for the record, like, there's only been like 2 people I've tried flirting with on Facebook. I've tried to like talk to them and hang out with them, so I'll flirt with them in person. But I don't like flirting over Facebook. Even when I send like the motivational text messages, like "Hello, good morning. I hope your day is as amazing as you are, as wonderful as you are." That's not flirting. That's just me trying to lift up your spirits.
Yeah, and I usually do the same thing. Like, I love being able to lift up people's spirits and try to make them smile and have like a better day, because I know how it feels to go through anxiety and depression. Like, with my anxiety disorder and my panic disorder, I also still tend to go through depression from time to time, because for a long time, from when I was 17 to 25, I was very suicidal.
So, you're just trying to spread the kindness. You like give back that which you have not received yourself. Trying to put some positivity out in the world, and folks misconstrue that into, oh, they're just trying to like get busy.
It's ridiculous.
Totally
People
understand
confuse
people.
kindness for
like ulterior motives.
Which becomes an issue in the cosplay community, because you have people who have been victims and want to be helpful, be nice and help people out. But then you have individuals like this Eric fellow who's taking advantage of that type of situation for his own benefit.
Right.
Really fries my gears.
Real quick though, I just saw Billy said I do it too, but I change hi hello to meow.
Is that a Pokemon thing?
No, it's just it's like
it's
no,
a weeb
no,
thing, dude.
Yeah,
you
no
gotta get it to get
no
it. Okay?
No disrespect to Billy here, but it's like the equivalent to RAR XD and all that.
That's because you've been
Means
hanging
I
around
love you,
us.
dinosaur.
That's because you have been hanging around us geezers.
oh my god.
Old fogies over
I
here.
know, right? We were there.
Do
The
not
boomers.
cite the dark. Do not cite the dark spells to me. I was there when it was written.
The last time I laughed really hard at a joke, I fell off my dinosaur.
I fell off my dinosaur.
I'm looking at the conversation. So he does want to hang out. He keeps insisting on hanging out. But then you bring up, oh, can I bring a friend along? And then he's like questioning, oh, who? And then you say your fiance. And then like the tone changes. It goes 180 to where he's like curious as to who this individual. Oh, who is it? Oh, it's my fiance. And it goes from like very optimistic to like, oh.
Yeah,
maybe
the brick wall.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
And then, like-
unfortunately, that's when I started like almost getting like it's like a weird vibrating sensation.
Spider sense.
Yeah, pretty much that I could sense a little bit of something wrong, but I still couldn't really fully pick up on it.
Understandable.
Yeah, it says he does say this. Y'all have a conversation. This is what he says. That's a pretty. Y'all talk about. Y'all had talked over the phone. You're talking about. You're loud. You're talking about your family being loud or something like that. It does. This is his text message. It says that's pretty steep gap. LOL. And my father is loud himself, but it had the opposite effect on me. I'm pretty quiet. So if I sounded nervous, it was just my tone. Usually not nervous around meeting someone. Sorry. I'm so against meeting your fiance. Nothing against him. Just being honest to my own interest. And then you go on to say, I thought you said you wouldn't mind meeting him. He already said he's okay with it. I said I wouldn't mind meeting him after getting to know you. Sorry if I wasn't clear. I tried to say that as many times as I could. Don't really care for having to meet your fiance to get to hang out with you or your family.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, that's a big
Oh
red
my
flag.
god. I'm sorry. Just like hearing that aloud, I'm like, oh Lord, this he's that is a red alert right there.
That is a huge red alert.
Like,
Okay.
grab the ref, throw a red flag in. Holy
Thank
crap.
you for shedding some light on that. Thank you, Billy. I was confused. I'm old. I don't watch. I'm like the most non-weave.
I can
The
change
non-wee
that.
weave.
Nah, he's pretty set in his ways.
No, I'm pretty set.
Yeah, trust us.
Yeah, if you want to know what I'm into, just look at my background.
No,
all
you're
you
fine,
need
man.
That's all
But
you need to know.
but yeah, no, the type of verbiage that was used in the messenger in the back and forth chat with Sarah, like that is clearly an indicator that this guy's up to no good.
Now that Lunar's back, I had some questions for him.
All right.
All right, so we're reading the text messages out loud, and so how long, like how long before you like had any red flags, or had any okay, who is this?
I kept getting the messages on my phone too,
Okay,
because I'm also an admin of that page that he was messaging.
Oh, because it was on the
I was
Facebook
getting
page.
red flags almost immediately, and then he started wanting to change the conversation to text, and I'm like, why would anyone do that?
right, and then he goes on to so Sarah says, okay, my boyfriend's just my boyfriend / fiance is just a little protective. He's just trying to make sure everything's okay. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being a little protective, a little concerned. Okay, that's why we really wanted you on the show. Like, I was interested to get your take on it because, like, we've done episodes on creepers, the nice guys, incels, everything, and I've noticed a lot of these nice guys always talk bad or bash the overprotective boyfriend, and that's their words, by the way. They use the words overprotective as an individual.
There's no such thing as overprotective unless they don't want the protection.
Right. I mean, I've been in your shoes too, where somebody wanted to hang out with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and they're like, oh, he wants to hang out, but he wants me to go over to his house. I'm like, who?
So
This person. Oh, hell no.
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 Either go with
no.
a buddy or go somewhere public, man. Nuh-uh.
Tell him,
exactly.
tell him you bring a friend, you bring me, or he's gonna have a date with my foot in his ass.
I mean, I won't lie. I thought honestly, Tom, I thought like maybe you didn't trust me at first.
no.
If anything, it's that he knows you and understands that this person's probably taking advantage.
Want to be friends with that just want to hang out on the first day of meeting you online.
Oh, okay. Can I have Nezuko pets?
Oh.
Oh,
That's so sweet.
adorable.
No, here's the thing. Like, there are guys out there that want to, like, they believe, like, me and Sonic know an individual who cried over a girl and was like, oh, her boyfriend stole her away from me. And then he'll try to get whatever alone time he can with her as a way to try to get her to break up with her boyfriend. And it's not going to work. But a lot of these guys believe that they can do that.
Just hearing that reminds me so much of my actual stalker that I had from high school to adulthood. He, before Tom moved back down from New York, he messaged Tom and he said, word for word, beat for beat, and I quote, hey, just to let you know, I'm still in love with Sarah. Is that okay? Can we share?
Oh, like an open thing? Oh, no.
Unfortunately, she's not wrong, and I immediately told the dude to fuck the hell off.
Yeah.
That's not
You're
so
a bigger
bad.
man.
As you should.
If you are in a polyamorous relationship and the partners are 100% comfortable and okay with the situation, then therefore, to each their own, kudos to you and Godspeed. However, if you know 100% they are monogamous, that the partner will not be okay with it and it will just cause problems and issues, then you just need to fuck off.
Exactly.
Move along. Just
No,
walk away, move
Yeah,
along, and pursue another. I don't know.
Seek life
Seek-
elsewhere.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I grew up in the hood. You get your ass beat.
No, it's like okay. I know plenty of friends who are in open relationships with each other, and they got themselves set up with what you would call a polycule, right? Where they would have varying interactions with between each other, and all of that it stems on like the number one thing is communication and everyone being on the same page. If somebody's not cool with it, then you need to readjust accordingly. Because if you're not having full if you're not having full communication with all the adults involved, and mind you, I'm saying adults over here in this matter, so to disambiguate,
Right.
like you've got to have that communication. If there's one person in there who ain't cool with it, then you got to reevaluate. You got to take a step back, give it give something else a try.
Yes.
It's pretty straightforward.
I mean, I will admit, like, there's only like maybe 2 people on Earth that I would share Tom with, and he's willing to share one person on Earth with me, and all 3 are celebrities.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think we all have that in a relationship. My
Is-
wife, Kay Storm, and I, we have a list of each other. Like, okay, so this guy over here, like, I don't actually remember off the top of my head because it's been like forever since we actually discussed it. So totally understandable. I think every couple has that.
Yeah.
If Ryan Reynolds knock on that door, I'm out. Just,
The Rock.
I got him.
The Rock. You'll never
that's-
hear from me again
that's
if
a very
it's The
good one.
Rock. No, but like, you know, he tries to make it sound like you're just being overprotective. He makes it sound like, and we've seen this a lot with these individuals. They make it sound like it's a little like it's even borderline abusive. You're being overprotective. And honestly, I don't see it like that because I've seen a lot of really fucked up individuals who will like take advantage of the situation. Like, first off, this person, like, once he found out you were the fiance, once he found out you were not, like, I guess another girl, because that's kind of like what I got from here, he wanted absolutely nothing to do with you whatsoever.
well, he wanted, if the fiance is not involved in any way, it's like, sure, never meet this person though.
Well, he was open to meeting until he found out it was a fiance.
Yeah.
I think that what he was most disappointed about was the fact that I think he knew that I was starting to get uncomfortable, so he decided to change the subject entirely.
Yeah, just move on to another way of mental abuse.
Yeah, because he does say on here, and this is his text messages. I would too, just don't care
Yes,
for meeting your fiance, just to hang out with you. If he's not okay with that, I'll respect that. You have a condition or illness that they are so protective. Oh, he needs to learn some fucking English, by the way. He's trying to say, do you have a condition or illness as to why they're being so protective of you with a question mark? In my eyes, you're a grown woman, but circumstances are different for everybody.
Bro, that basically just threw everything away.
Oh.
Just
Yeah.
He just threw all that away just for that. I wouldn't talk to him just for that personally.
It sounds to me like he was basically saying, like, what, is there something wrong with you that you can't be alone with another man? Like, it sounds like an accusation over here, and
An unwanted accusation. Yeah.
all accusations are unwanted, Joe.
Yeah.
But for real, like, that's like, peace out. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Oh
Mhm.
my God,
Yep. Out.
holy Lord.
And I didn't like the fact that he said grown ass woman. Like, I could pass off being a 15-year-old if the detective wanted me to go undercover in a high school. Excuse me.
Like
for
21
being
Jump Street.
a grown ass woman with a mental fucking disability.
Thank you for that.
Wait, what? What?
You said something about 21 Jump Street.
Oh, it's like 21 Jump Street.
You could totally
Oh,
be
yes.
Channing, you and Channing Tatum undercover.
My name Jeff.
There is the reason why I'm not sharing the screenshots because I haven't edited them. Plus, one of them has a phone number, so I'm not going to do that. But he keeps insisting on like you keep insisting on meeting somewhere in public. Super Saiyan, which, by the way, I would really love to go to. But
Oh, we live down the street from it.
That's awesome.
Lucky.
This
That's
is from
awesome.
there.
That's
By
awesome.
the way.
Hey,
Nice,
my
nice.
boy, Piccolo.
Go
Nice.
that
Nice.
drink now.
I do want that drink now. I want everything Dragon Ball. But he keeps insisting on, we're in the middle of, COVID pandemic, we should go to my place and hang out.
Nah.
Oh, can I bring a friend? Nah.
Hell no.
This is just
Hell
me.
no,
This is just me
man.
paraphrasing. This is just me summarizing the whole conversation. You do try to keep it in a, like I say, you do try to keep it public setting which is absolutely good. You know, that's very good on you for doing so, because even if you if you don't know the individual, even if they're cosplayers, even if they're part of the community, always, you know, meet them. And always meet them in public. Even if you are actually interested in going out with an individual, you should always meet up in a public setting first. Even if, you know, they can give you a ride, but like, don't let them inside your house or don't go inside their house the first time. I've gone on dates. I've gone on dates with people where I had to pick them up, or I met up with them, and, you know, it worked out. And so we kept going out. But this person keeps insisting on like going to his place and like Netflix. He even says I think maybe I imagine this because I'm dyslexic.
Please say psych. Please tell me.
Please say psych on that. Please.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it right now.
Oh no!
Does he mention Netflix?
I think he did.
Does he?
Yes,
Oh, no.
yes.
Of course he
He
did.
does.
He
Fucking
literally
Christ.
said we can go into my room and watch Netflix.
Yeah, he did on his laptop.
Oh,
He said,
no.
"Go into my room
God.
and watch Netflix on my laptop."
Oh no!
Yo, that's the point where I report this guy.
Yeah, that's.
So you just want us to chill out?
This motherfucker's asking for trouble. Oh my god. No.
Yo.
Oh my god. No.
SCE, you missed
got-
out, Piccolo.
I'm grading him an F on his game over here. That is a fail. That is a flat out.
Wait.
No.
All right, hang on a minute. Jesse, what's up?
What the fuck?
What? Go,
Maybe I didn't read the entire conversation.
Is it worse?
At
Probably
one
will.
point, okay, I need to ask you, and this is very personal.
Okay.
At one point, because I'm confused, so now I got to go back. But at what point, why did y'all start talking about sex?
Okay, I'm gonna explain that a bit.
Okay.
Basically, from
I'd
what
like to know that too.
shut up. From what I understand, this is what the part that you're reading right now. That was when he used a Google number to pretend to be my friend Lila, who is also a cosplayer in the community.
So basically, like a catfish.
Okay, you're talking with your other friend. Oh,
No. Basically,
Tried to.
I'm guessing that either the screenshot somehow got mixed up in Messenger or it went a little bit out of order when they were sent. But basically, after AFO announced that, after I got confirmation that AFO and the comments that they were talking about the individual who was contacting me and my suspicions were confirmed, I actually blocked his number and banned him from my cosplay page. But then he contacted me through a Google number, pretending to be one of my friends who I haven't seen since 2019.
Kalila?
Yeah.
That's
You
absolute
did say that.
scumbag.
God, that is disgusting. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
And the thing that sucks even more is
Wasn't he trying to be her boyfriend after that too?
yes, after I got confirmation from my friend that wasn't her number, that her number never changed, I blocked that number too, and then he used another Google number to be her husband.
Boy, take a hint. Oh my
Fucking
god, this
Christ.
guy.
Wow.
This is
Christ.
Oh,
disgusting.
shit. Yeah, so I'm looking at it.
Fucker.
So because I only saw the first conversation, I'm barely just looking at it because you sent me all the screenshots, and holy shit, you are absolutely right. They're talking about they're posing as your friend. You said still though I'd rather not, please. He kept wanting to get me alone and gave me a bad feeling, and then the conversation's like,
Terrible.
you think he's trying to fuck your brains out? Who the fuck says that?
Who says
No one says that in a fucking conversation.
Yeah, that's when
That's when I
That is
started to
disturbing.
believe that it was him, because when I thought this was my friend, as soon as that guy was mentioned, I knew that right away that was a red flag.
How the hell would she know?
Exactly. So that's why, like, later on that day, I messaged her and reached out to her. I told her, hey, I need you to confirm this with me. I need my anxiety put to rest. Did you change your number? And she said no. When I said, oh my God, she's like, why? What's going on? I sent her all the screenshots and she was freaking out.
Wait,
no.
we have a commenter in the first time commenter, Saber Combat Enthusiast.
SCE.
Do you know this individual or have any history or
Any
any
information
proof
about
or any information, proof, screenshots, anything whatsoever yes or no in the comment section. If you do, I'll send you a link for our Facebook so you can message us, and maybe you can even talk about this. But it gets worse. This conversation does get worse. This conversation, you actually say, I don't know, I just really not take any chances, but how did you know I was supposed to hang out with him? Oh, he told me as much. I think you should and just judge him in person.
Yeah, that's when it was weird. At that moment, it felt like a choking sensation around my neck.
Yeah, you do.
I had this like overwhelming feeling that this is not my friend.
You are, and I'm reading this conversation, and this is like, I don't know how it can get worse, but it is. Can you actually say, gosh, girl, I got it, but you should at least confront him about it. Ignoring is like high school type of shit, lol. No, I'm absolutely not. Banning, like, you don't want to confront like stalkers in a non-public setting, especially like, no, absolutely not. But and then you insist, can we please change the subject? And they said yes. How was the sex? And then
Wow.
My
and then
goodness.
y'all have a conversation, and then they say they say every night and morning is sex, doggy being our favorite. Yeah, we're talking about Mortal Kombat. I don't know how the fuck. I don't know.
It's because
I'm done with the comment.
it's because when I saw her at a convention, I thought it was her husband that was cosplaying as Sub-Zero, but he cosplays as Smoke.
They're just ninjas. It's
And
his name.
she cosplays as Elsa Zero.
Oh, Sub-Zero and Elsa combined.
Nice.
That's kind of
Oh, okay. Okay,
Cool.
it's Billy. Okay, thank you for
Clearing that
letting
up.
us know. Clearing that up. Seriously. So, wow. Oh my fucking god.
It's just insane.
Well, hey, listen. Before you continue, Jesse, I do need to mention that I do have to hop out for a little bit. I actually got to prepare myself for my own streaming show at 10 p.m.
Okay, that's fine.
No worries.
Jose's gonna go ahead and step out. I'm gonna stick around because I've got to be here anyway. So
Yeah,
I'll be on.
But thank you very much, guys, for having me. Sarah, it was awesome to finally talk to you, for the first time.
I
And
hope to meet you again. I definitely hope to meet you again. And when I see you, I'll probably bring you some cookies.
I
Yay,
appreciate
cookies.
that. Thank you very much.
This
That's
guy is
awesome.
a fiend for Oreos.
I am a fiend for Oreos. I like a lot of cookies, except for oatmeal and raisin.
I like
I
it.
don't either.
You
I don't
Florida
either.
people.
Thank you. We have something in common. Great.
Hey man, can we stop? I'm on a diet. Can we stop talking about cookies?
No one likes oatmeal raisin. You're a liar.
All right.
I like them.
All right.
Cookies to
But hey,
cake.
listen, if you guys are free after this, like, I don't know how long you guys are going, but like at 10 p.m., if you guys want to hear me talk about wrestling, I'm going to start my Wrestle Rewind at 10
Yeah,
p.m.
I'll be at the gym, so I'll be there.
Awesome. All right. Well, let me go ahead and give the floor back to you, Jesse. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for, and we'll definitely we're gonna even after we're done, we're gonna connect y'all with the Ravens flock. So because they're in the Florida area, you guys in the Florida area, this affects your community a lot more than it affects ours. In our community, this is just barely making waves. This is just barely getting out there, and that's the crazy thing is we wanted to get y'all on here to share y'all's point of views, especially like Lunar. We wanted to get your point of view as well because we feel like there's a lot of stigma, a lot of like bad juju, I guess is I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I'm so sorry, but
Mojo.
like people
Bad
like
energy.
they're people like to give
vibe that it
protective a bad vibe for protective like just boyfriends who are just trying to like watch out for their partners and stuff like that. Who are just
Well, what
they're-
I can tell you though was
He's asking me the questions.
but I also wanted to point out something, okay? What I wanted to tell y'all though, like especially what I wanted to address is I was at work when I found out from Lila that number wasn't hers. And I was freaking out and my manager told me to call the cops. When I did and I tried to file a report, the cop didn't do shit. Like he literally talked so down on me and made me feel so small and unheard. Like he literally treated me like a piece of shit. And he made it feel like it was my fault for the whole thing happening. He didn't He didn't take any notes down. He wouldn't look at the screenshots. He literally did not take my word for it or my autism into account. He literally just blew me off and made me feel like I wasted his time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and Fawn, help me out on this one. I was looking up the way police practices work in Florida, and a lot of it, the police like to go based off of physical altercations rather than virtual. Oh, he's setting up right now. I don't think he can hear me.
No, it's true. The Florida police and the law enforcement, they are not very reliable. Like they'll flip flop on you when it comes to this stuff. They'll either say that you're making it up, or oh well, this happened online, so you should know better, or oh hey, then they'll find any excuse to not actually do anything about it.
Basically, being lazy.
If they can't have some sort of physical evidence to go along with it, saying that something happened physically, and that's just how they operate, and it's scummy.
Yeah,
Right.
5-minute break until someone else comes to.
Right, absolutely. In Texas, it's a little bit different here. They will actually act on, because text messages are considered harassment. If in Texas, I don't know about Florida, but in Texas, if somebody sends you a dick pic without your consent, it's a federal crime, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so. It's more
Kinda.
like it's a big offense. It's a huge offense.
Yeah,
Also,
It's indecent.
yeah, and also like even like I know it's kind of weird to bring this up. Even like high schoolers are like under 18, and they send dick pics to that person, that's technically child pornography.
Yeah, trafficking child pornography.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
If
charge
you're-
to have on your permanent record.
Also, if you're underage and you have pictures of yourself nude, you can be charged with child pornography.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
After the cop left, though, I let my managers know what happened, and I cried. My managers literally told me I did the right thing, and the fact that the cop couldn't take me seriously was fucked up. And I let the AFO staff know also what happened, and they said they're going to do everything they can to get this guy arrested. But the fact that the cop literally refused to take my statement or to even take my words seriously, because I told this guy that this guy is showing predatory flags. He treated it like a joke. He made me feel like a joke, and it really hurt me deep.
That's a terrible.
Yeah, you made the right decision. You did what you were supposed to. There's almost nothing else you could have done. It was the system that failed again, which was another reason why the number of sexual assault cases go unreported or unsolved is skyrocketing, and because there's not any change to that. But this is not your fault.
I'm so sorry. That is so fucked up.
I shared something I shared something with everybody here on the private chat for the podcast. Please go ahead and check that out, but please do not read it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. I saw a post on a local cosplay page, either Acon or some other cosplay group. It was a bunch of text messages or something that someone posted. I didn't see what it was linked to, but from what I understood, it was about a similar subject, and I didn't read it because I'm lazy. I don't click on links.
Wow.
You probably saw it in the whole mat chat because me and another girl were both dealing with the same situation, and she called the cops. They did nothing.
We actually discovered your post because I believe two individuals shared it, one of them being our co-host and the other one being one of our followers. Special shout out to Danilin, who's not here right now watching the show, but Danilin is one of the individuals that shared it, and that's how I found it. I found out our co-host also shared it, so that's how I had contacted you based on what I had seen, because I read it before just to get, because a lot of the times it's a lot of he said she said information. Like I said, we don't report on anything anymore unless we have actual evidence, but you had screenshots, which is sufficient enough to make, at least to talk about it, to report on it. You know, and then like we were gonna do a special on creepers and nice guys anyway. And one of the things that we've always talked about is how creepers hate the protective boyfriends, because as a guy, a lot of guys already know. Like we're not like we already know what some other dudes are trying to do.
We know a lot of stuff because we've seen a lot of stuff.
That's right.
Just
You
like
motherfuckers,
State Farm.
you motherfuckers ain't slick. I see you.
Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Right. And so Lunar, like I was like, when I read that you're being cautious and protective, man, I actually had to tip my hat to you, man. Like that was great on you, man. That was really great. And I can't give you enough credit, man. And I know like some nice guys like to shit on the protective boyfriend, but honestly, dude, you went with your gut instincts, and that was the right thing to do based on what we can see, because this piece of shit is willing to go to, like, there is nothing stopping him from trying to get what he wants. And you know, you text me about one of the victims. We're not going to say what happened. We're not going to say anything about them because we, like I said, we need to get in contact with them because we can't share their story without their permission. But based on what I've heard from you guys and people that have come forward, like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody looked into this guy? Like his
Actually,
name?
let's give. I want to give Lunar a chance to speak.
Sorry.
And what I was trying to say earlier, and I wanted to say something when the message was up on screen, but what Davian said, the amount of steps this guy's takes and never truly think about what they're doing. You gotta think, how many other people has he done this to have that many steps in his process?
That's what's most scary about it too.
Not everyone has someone to protect them.
You know what? It gets, and I'm glad you brought that up, because it gets even worse than that. It gets even worse. It's not just the steps, but how much research did he do?
Underwear I'm gonna set.
Right, because he went ahead and was trying to fake that he was an old friend of yours, and went off and got himself a Google like phony ass number, and used like a Google dial. That is like, okay, this guy is dedicated to the T in his pursuit of being a creepy asshole.
He has targets. He has fucking targets.
Which means he's done that. He's gotten to that step before, where he's had his impersonate something. He's just like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just find a way to fake my number. Like, he's done it before. Then, if he immediately within that short time period, he has a whole setup of what he wants to do, and if that doesn't work, he'll go to the next one. If that doesn't work, he'll go to the next one. It's ridiculous. And then, like, if Serenity doesn't have a fiance or a boyfriend, there's no helpful buffer. There's not another person there to help her in that situation, and that's when things happen.
That's when bad things can go wrong, man. It's fucked up. Sorry, I keep fiddling with my camera here.
Someone to talk to.
Right. You always have that second opinion, and that's why you should never go at it alone. You always have that second opinion that will look over, because a lot of the times, even as guys, we don't catch it right away. We don't catch it like, hey man, what do you think of this? I don't know, man. Sounds really sus.
It's always sus. It's like, yeah, he's probably doing something.
It's probably over there. Nah, I don't.
This is officially our second Porch podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do apologize.
No, I just wanted
No,
to
it's okay.
I was just pointing it out. I like weird things.
No. It's actually third, and we were just putting it out. There's nothing wrong with that. It's our third
Yeah,
because Strongly did it twice. Yes.
Okay. It's our third.
Strongly
Porch
did it
podcast.
twice. Okay, so
But, something I wanted to point out earlier was when you were reading over the text messages, and he asked me, like, why is it that I'm getting so protected? Because of my trauma that happened to me years ago that I still never got justice for. Because of that, he feels the need to make sure that I am safe, that I am okay. Exactly.
right, and look, I'm gonna go ahead and say something, and I don't mean this. I don't mean to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude. With all due respect, it doesn't matter what the reason is. You should never have to give an excuse. It's none of their fucking business. I understand you have a lot of trauma, you have autism, and you know what? and your boyfriend, your fiance is just being protective, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong. People don't need to know what's going on in your personal life. The fucking fact that this person dug and kept digging and prying makes him a piece of shit. It makes him fucking scum. Like this is like, first off, he's no one. Like, if you don't have to share if you don't want to. If you want to share your story and help with others, then that's fine. Kudos to you. Good on you. You know, we are a community. We're here to help each other. But at the same time, if you shouldn't have to explain why things are the way they are, people should be willing to accept you for who you are. It's not like you're like hanging out with people and you're showing up in bruises or anything. No, absolutely not. Your fiance is just trying to be like cautious. He's just trying to be, you know, he's trying to be aware of his surroundings, of the people surrounding you, because we live in a society where people will take advantage of each other to get
ahead
their end goals. Yeah. So that's why, like, I have nothing against like anything that, like, him personally, like what he did, I believe, and I told him like what he did the right thing, and I give him credit for it. Like that was I would have done the same thing. Honestly, I would have been protected. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I don't want you hanging out with this. I don't want you hanging out with this guy, because next thing you know, he's like, hey, have this drink that I made for you. Because I've seen that shit happen.
No.
People can roofie people at conventions.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And there's so many possibilities. And
It's
like,
a
I'm not
scary
saying
thought.
that it could have happened, but you know, you never let your guard. I don't trust the fucking ATM. When I take out $200, I will sit there and I will count my $200.
Same.
I don't care if anybody's like hovering behind me. If I'm checking my money, you're gonna sit and wait because you're doing the same thing. Because none of us trust these ATMs. There's crazy a-holes like that, like put like an additional like piece over the ATM bit where you slide the card in, and where they should like a card reader or whatever, so they can like pick it up later and use the little data chip they have in order to steal your card.
Absolutely. No. I will go there and I will look like I'm molesting the ATM just to make sure my shit ain't getting stolen.
Yeah. Because credit card scammers are way too common.
Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And with that being said, we keep saying over and over, but you know, Lunar did the right thing. Lunar absolutely, I will 100%, you know, agree with him. I will 100% give him all the credit for being a good boyfriend and everything. And you know what? I will even defend you, man. Like, hey, if anybody says that you're being toxic, I'm like, hell no. Like, no. There's a difference between being toxic and just being cautious.
Yeah. I don't surround myself, or let Sarah surround herself with people that think that's toxic.
Right. And absolutely. And at the same time, you shouldn't have to explain why things are the way they are. My boyfriend's protective. Well, why is he so protective? Because he is. Because I'm his girlfriend.
People think
he
that
loves
you're
and cares for
overprotective.
me, and he wants the best for me, and he gives a shit. And if you gave a shit, you would understand that there's a boundary. You don't cross the boundary. Back the fuck off.
Yeah,
Right.
If people think that you're overprotective, that's a sign that's like, well, why do they think that need to protect me from?
It's a red flag
It's
that they
their
want you out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can definitely say that our relationship is not perfect, but nobody's relationship is. Nobody's life is perfect. But he's loved me since the first day he met me when I was a freshman in high school and when he was a junior. And
That sounds familiar. And the same thing with my wife.
we didn't really start dating until like 3 years later, like literally a week after I graduated. That's
I
when
got
we-
you. Hold on, just real quick. Hey, Thomas, send me a message on Facebook, please, if you can. If you would be so kind. One of my friends, he's another YouTuber. He has I can't believe I said his name on the stream, but that's because I showed a stupid comment. I apologize, man, if I showed your.
Still
but
up there,
you
by the
know,
way.
yeah, I know. I got it. I'm working off 2 screens. Leave me alone. I'm overwhelmed.
Just us freaking out.
Fair enough.
English is my second language.
This is computer.
Technology is a fifth, so
Yeah.
it happens.
No, and I want to, like, you were actually, let's go back to the beginning and let's get Lunar's thoughts. When you said you're an admin for the page as well.
Yeah.
what was going through your mind when you saw all these messages? Like, what was going through your mind, and when did you get your first red flag? Like, around when did you get it?
I think it was like the first message I read, which was him wanting her to go to his place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no. I'm just sitting out there on the laptop. She's in the room. But she usually speaks while she types shit out, so I can hear what she's gonna respond with before I see it on my screen. And she seemed like she was getting cautious too, so I wasn't really gonna bug her about it. And if she's getting cautious, and I got red flags with the first message, just like what you were talking about with all the screenshots and evidence, that's a good way to collect it. Is just let the conversation flow out and just make sure nothing comes up.
I can only imagine the amount of traffic like your cosplay page might get, just being a popular cosplayer in any form. Like they get people commenting like, "Hey, I love your stuff. This is all great." You get the occasional creeper that's kind of obvious, like, "Oh, I think you're beautiful." Like, "Oh, that's clearly someone just being a jackass." And then you get someone who's coming in there, and you're trying to be nice. You don't want to ignore them and be one of those people who just ignore everything.
I want to give a quick shout out
that.
to another YouTuber. Before I let you join, turn off your camera. You're in the backstage area. There you go. Before you, from the Lionel Convoy show on YouTube, joining us, Lionel Convoy's reviews. Joining us, he's did a piece on Matsuri. He's worked with us in the past before, and he's been on the show. Please welcome Lionel Convoy.
Hello. How's it
Hi.
going?
How's it
All
going?
right. So I saw that you guys are talking about people pretending to be con staff to creep on people. And I may not know the specific story going on here, but if you guys would humor me for a minute, I actually have something about this I would like to address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for about 3 years now, I use some of my spare time, what little I have, generally to hunt down and expose predators, people who primarily prey on children. And one of these cases eventually brought me to, oddly enough, BronyCon, right?
Oh boy.
And we
Oh dear.
found out that one of the people at BronyCon who this isn't somebody pretending to work there, he did work there. Security of all things. His screen name was Grizzly the Medic. And he had a history, apparently, for years that nobody exposed him for until that last year of trying to get 14-year-olds to go to his room because he was convention staff. And for the record, he was in his mid-20s. And even worse off, his job was an EMT.
Oh my god.
Fucking God.
The problem is twofold on this. Number one, having people in positions of power that are easily to manipulate them. And secondly, the biggest issue is when people are preyed upon like this, they need to start coming out and talking about it. And it's not always easy. I understand that. Even in this specific case, we had the guy dead to rights, and the cops themselves even said, hey, all we need to go after this is for the youngest victim to file a report with us. And I don't think she ever did, because she didn't want her parents knowing what she was doing on the internet. And without that going forward, well, he's probably still out there right now. So when it comes to people, whether they are pretending to be staff or whether they are staff, if they're breaking the law, they need to be dealt with, and you need to get the word out about who they are and what they're doing.
Right. So we are, and that's why we invited our guest, Lunar and Sarah, to be on the show, because they have tried to file a police report in Florida. Unfortunately, the police, when the police that was on site to do the report, just brushed them to the side and accused them of just making up making stuff up, despite the fact that they have screenshots of text messages of this individual being the way they are. And there are other victims who we can't share their stories online without getting their permission and actually having screenshots and proofs and evidence, just to make sure that it's 100% legit, because we don't want to spread false information. But there are a lot of people coming forward sharing the information that this individual has at one point probably gone pretty far from based on the story you just shared, either that far or worse.
Okay, so how long ago did this happen?
This actually happened last week.
Okay, last
Wow,
week.
this is recent.
All right.
This is
And
really
do,
recent.
do you live in Florida?
Yes, I actually live by Universal.
Okay, so
Okay.
this happened in Florida, and the police just brushed you off.
Yep.
Yes. I actually called them. My manager had me call them while I was still working at my job. And basically, when the cop arrived, I told him everything, including the fact that other girls are literally filing reports about him in different counties. And I told him about the fact that I'm autistic, that this guy has been like showing all the forms of red flag and predatory behavior. He literally made me feel like I wasted his time for nothing. He talked down to me. He made me feel so small and unheard, like I had no voice whatsoever. He made me feel like as if everything that happened to me was my fault.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's pretty common. Have you tried calling the police department since then?
I actually have not, because I feel like they're not even going to do anything. In fact, one of my friends who I have conveyed in about this theorizes that if anything, the reason why that this guy has not been charged, it could be A, that he's from a very powerful family, B, his family member is part of the police department, or C, they are protecting him for some unknown reason, and they will not allow any charges to be pressed against him.
Well, unfortunately, there's also the option of D, and that is general apathy because they're not taking it seriously. What I would recommend doing in this case is try again and see if you get a different response with a different police officer. Because sometimes, unfortunately, you can get a worthless cop or a cop who's having an absolute garbage day and doesn't feel like doing his job. So I'd recommend trying it again and seeing if you can get a cop more willing to listen and understand. Frankly, what I would request, real quick, the police officer who responded, it was a male, right?
Yes.
Request a female officer for two reasons. Number one, 9 times out of 10, they'll have dealt with stuff like that. And secondly, you'll have fresh ears to listen and to give the data to that they can likely do something with. So that's what I would recommend.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's right.
The thing is though, like, after that incident, one of my newer friends who was also dealt with the same person, she made a good point saying, we might not be able to rely on the cops. We have to rely on the actual cosplay community themselves to get the word out about this.
I just want to interrupt for a second. I think the rate. You got to go. I want.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and bounce over here. Got to take care of some stuff before we go on our show tonight. Sarah, I want to let you know over here on behalf of the Ravens flock, on behalf of Jose, everyone in our group, we've got your back. We totally understand where you're coming from. We've got a history of dealing with creepers and dealing with people who try to be manipulative like this guy was. And you best believe that we're going to have your back with any step that you have moving forward on this. The authorities have turned a blind eye to this. And I actually would agree with Leo, if you're able to find another officer who could help with taking down the report at least, or at least getting a report started, all the better, because this has to be dealt with the right way. And we can't let one asshole with a badge who doesn't care about his work to get in the way of you trying to do the right thing, not just for yourself but for others. So I wanted to go ahead and thank you guys for inviting myself and Jose on. And just go ahead and look for us. You know who we are. We're the Ravens Flock. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. We're going to be on Twitch and YouTube simulcasting in 17 minutes here on our wrestling recap show, the Wrestle Rewind. So again, Jesse, Goku, thank you for having us on.
I'll send their information to you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.
No problem.
Everybody, have a good night. Be safe. Take care of each other, and don't forget, if you must pop a motherfucker for being a creep, don't forget, Going below the legs is non-lethal and cannot be construed as attempted murder.
That's actually not necessarily true.
Yeah,
It's a
that might
bad
not be
joke
the
from Chappelle
case.
Show. It's a
Hey,
bad
there-
joke from Chappelle Show. I apologize, but it's meant in jest.
No, we're fine. Thank you for joining us. You have a good night and good luck with your stream. And I will be there later tonight to check it out.
Of course. Thanks a lot. Check you later.
Thank you guys.
Take care, man. Take care.
Always a pleasure.
Couple more questions here. Do you have the person's personal information?
Yes, I do actually. I have his Facebook name and his cell phone number.
Do you have his address?
No.
All right, I can get.
All I know is that he lives in Winter Park.
Okay, I can get that for you if you need to file another report and hopefully have it go through this time. Because more often than not, police need that type of information to even show up and talk to these people. So, if you go ahead and just pass the information you have to Jesse, or maybe he can pass you my information, and that way I can figure this out for you and get that to you by this weekend.
No, I don't want to share too much information on the podcast, but there is a case being built against him with a lot of people coming forward sharing their testimonies.
Yeah, well, it has to be something that you put forward to the law enforcement, because while social pressure is a good thing, it's also something you have to be somewhat careful with, because if your story is not airtight and if your evidence is not absolute, you can get into a lot of trouble with it.
Right. No, absolutely. That's why when I spoke with the group that I did speak with, they shared the same concerns, gave me the very, very similar answer. I am sharing what I have come across with them. I found a lot just by digging, asking around, getting screenshots. And unfortunately, I can't share everything that I've seen because, I have to make sure, one, that the person in said screenshot is them. Secondly, I have to get their permission as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's a lot that goes into it, but there is an individual that is trying to build up a criminal case against this person. With that being said, I mean, we invited Sarah and Lunar to be on the show because we knew that the Ravens flock are off of Florida. We knew this would at least, like you being on the show, like this is good because this kind of helps the cause more. Like, okay, now we can get more people that involve, more people that have more insight, people that can help, because it'll help start turning the wheels, because a problem like this isn't just exclusive to Florida's community. In Texas, unfortunately, our cosplay community, we do have a lot of.
It's everywhere.
Yes, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's a community issue, not a state issue.
Right. It's not a state issue. It's a community issue. But speaking from firsthand, being from Texas, we know this firsthand because we've seen it. Yeah. There are individuals out there that have worked with conventions that we've attended that either have been arrested for said issue, or they're still running around free because someone refused to press charges only because they didn't want their parents involved.
Yeah. So I came in a little bit late. So can somebody just give me the TLDR of what this guy has done?
Well, shit, I can't share everything. Okay, so what?
Basically, recently AFO posted online saying that a man has been pretending to be staff members to get personal information and location from several different cosplayers and women to lure them out and get them alone with him.
Which through the text messages and the screenshots, it reads the same way. Yeah, trying to persuade her to come out and visit.
This is the actual statement from Anime Festival Orlando. It has come to our attention that a man named, they did not put the name, has been reaching out to women claiming to be a staff member of AFO to try to obtain personal information, then harassing them. He is not an AFO staff member. We find this type of behavior unacceptable. Please know that you will never receive unsolicited messages from anyone on our staff. We would never ask for your contact information on social media. Based on the text messages on what I could see and read out loud, he is trying to meet up with people. He's texting different girls as to like, hey, I'm the panel organizer for the convention. Oh, congratulations. Oh, we should hang out. Want to come over to my place and watch Netflix on my tiny laptop?
Tiny laptop was not mentioned.
No, he does say tiny
Oh,
laptop.
well, you didn't mention that. Okay, so he's tiny laptop. Also, going to extremes of getting his number blocked, using a Google number to call and impersonate someone that she knows, getting that number blocked, and then calling again, impersonating another individual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's taken several steps to try to harass this person. And this is just one case.
How old's this guy?
There is no mention of his.
He's
Oh, actually,
26. He's 26. He literally stated that he's younger than me.
Okay. Jesse, pass me this information that you have, and I can get what you need for it in the next 5 minutes.
okay, gotcha. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna save all these because I did not save them, and I apologize to you in advance.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta cut the video to bring this back inside.
Give us just a moment.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah, no worries.
So
Links.
let me see. Sonic, you shared it on your Facebook, am I correct?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let me go ahead and just send you the status, and then you can go. It'll have all the screenshots and me instead of me just having to individually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
There are other people that have come forward saying that they have gone through a very similar experience with said individual. Let's see.
There we go. Now y'all can see me better.
Gotcha. Sending right now. It's a screen.
Alright.
It's all the screenshots.
Clicking.
The screenshots where he's posing as the friend, asking very personal questions. Those will not be on there. I have those, and I can, with Sarah's permission, I can share them if that's
Yeah.
okay.
You can share them.
Okay. I will save those.
It's best to go ahead and give him
Nice.
all the information that he needs. That way he's aware of the fact that this guy is literally pretending to be one of my cosplay friends and is asking a lot of personal questions.
Right, like questions based off of like actual sexual intercourse.
Yeah, between me and my fiance.
Yeah, that's not right. I mean, fuck. I'm at a loss for words. Honestly,
Flustered.
Yeah, this is really
Flabbergasted.
It's
Hold on.
asinine.
What city did you say he lives in?
Winter Park, Florida.
Winter Park. All right. Thank
Yeah. Where Full Sail University is at.
we know his actual name, by the way.
Yeah. So do I.
I'm not gonna say it on the stream, but I'll send it to you.
you. Please.
Actually, you know what? And there you go. I typed it in the private chat for the channel.
Yeah, just don't say it out loud.
Yeah, just don't say it. All right. With that being said, though, yeah, no, it sounds like someone said that it sounds like a con owner that we know.
Yeah, similar energy in a sense.
Similar energy, but not in the same scope as to what is going on. At least with with the individual being mentioned, I don't think he ever tried to meet anyone in person. At least not that I know of, and I hope not. I mean,
You said he's 26.
yes.
Yeah. He told me that he was 26 years old.
That doesn't mean he is.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah, sometimes they do say,
the listing I have so far is for a 38-year-old.
He might be 38.
if he's 38, oof.
Oof. Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's see here.
Maybe 50. So many fucking possibilities. And all the pictures that he has up on Facebook could probably be wrong, and somebody else is just Google stalking him.
Right. If he's willing to go through the effort of taking a phone number from Google and using that, like, and impersonating people that you know, like, he probably has a fake profile. So we're not.
The profile is already semi-fake. That first name is right, but the last name is not. The age does look questionable, just based on the information alone. But like, so there are a lot of people coming forward, and there are a lot of people talking about the experience. What would you like to say to anyone that hasn't because there are probably people out there that he, unless something is done, he's going to just harass them as well. He's going to probably try this, you know, at first you don't succeed, try again mentality. With that being said, what is like some advice that you would actually offer to a lot of cosplayers? Because you got to, at the same time, we have a lot of new cosplayers that are just joining the community, and a lot of people, when they join the community, they don't know like firsthand how bad it can get. They think because we're a bunch of nerds and geeks that we're all like
Nerds and geeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Because technically I'm still only relatively new, well known, because I'm not exactly at like 10,000 followers on all my social media yet.
Which really shouldn't dictate if you're famous or not.
Yeah, and the best advice that I can give is, for one thing, always trust your instinct. If you have like an overwhelming sensation and it doesn't stop, it's your gut telling you that something is wrong.
And if you can sense that early on, the best thing to do is give as little to no information as possible, fake information if needed, just to string that conversation along to get more evidence and figure out if he's doing this to other people.
And another thing that I definitely want to especially branch out to anyone who has mental disabilities or physical disabilities, they are always more than welcome to join the cosplay community. Like, next year I'm going to be hosting my first 2 panels ever at AFO, and one of them is called Cosplay for Awareness, which is accepting people with mental disabilities and physical disabilities into the cosplay community. If you're someone that's a little nervous to join the cosplay community because of that, don't be, because you should feel accepted. Because honestly, I felt accepted. My first time cosplaying, I felt welcome. But you have to be cautious. You have to make sure, one, if someone is trying to get you alone, that's definitely a red flag. 2, you make it clear that you want, if they are definitely trying to get you alone, see about me in a public place and bring someone with you. If they keep refusing that, just say no. Or make a screenshot, put them on blast, or if anything, just block them entirely. And the best thing that I can give in this situation is this. Even if the cops don't do anything, you still have a voice that needs to be heard. And the cosplay community is the best way to go to get that voice heard.
Absolutely. Because you said it yourself, we are a community of people, and we have a lot of bad apples in our community. And, you know, a lot of us do, like, a lot of people make mistakes, and a lot of us have matured over time. We try to do what we can to help out. Like me, I've made a lot of mistakes in my past. I've talked out of my ass before, but I've tried to mature and try to grow up a little bit and just try to improve myself overall, because I admit I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes, and I still do, but I try to help. I don't like turning my back on others. With that being said, with the community goes, it could be overwhelming. It can be frightening at first. It's a new experience, and it's a place where we would like to be accepted for who we are and how we are. And I think, actually, I want to say something about your panel. I think that's a really good idea, by the way. I really like that cosplay awareness one. That is a really good one. I like that. And we're doing something very similar, but it's more of the spectrum of being, body size and people of color. Because, there are a lot of cosplayers out there, whether they're Latino like me, or, black cosplayers, or middle, anybody, different shades of colors of their skin, who like to cosplay and don't like to be bullied for their skin tone. So we like to do something for them to show more acceptance towards them. But with the cosplay community, as the newer generation shows up, we have younger and younger cosplayers, and we just try to help out by like letting them know, like, hey, because there's one individual that I know. I don't know if Mr. Lyo Convoy knows who this individual is. Might have met them before, but they used to work with a few of the cons in Houston and Texas and just in Texas in general. And they were always really, what's the word? Extremely friendly towards anyone under the age of 17.
Mhm.
Like, you got to understand that being under 18 is already a no-no, but they were specifically targeting like 16, 15-year-olds.
That is a little, yeah.
And I'm sorry, people, but the age, like that whole 17 is the age of consent bullshit is not going to work.
It only covers people between the ages of 19 down. It has to be within 3 years of 17.
Right. Wouldn't it be 20?
That would be 20 would be the maximum, yes.
Yes. Right. So we have mentioned that before, actually. We mentioned that the age of consent is the parents still have to approve, and it has to be within a 3-year time span. And that rule was actually created to protect people that were in high school that were adults.
What I can definitely say, and I definitely want to remind this to new coming cosplayers and people who are just now joining the cosplay community. One thing you gotta be aware and remind people of is cosplay is not consent. Like, you can give people hugs, you can take photos with people, but that doesn't mean you can immediately grab their tits and their ass or their dick, more or less.
Sorry, rude. You don't do that shit in public. You're gonna do it now.
Yeah, exactly. Like he said, no matter how much of your body is being shown off, it still does not give you consent to touch where you want to touch.
Let me put it to you like this. I'm going to put it in a way that a lot of nerds or geeks aren't going to fully understand. But I
put
will
in a
explain it.
Gokuism.
I'm going to put in Gokuism.
Oh, God.
When you go to the strip club, you don't just grab the girls. Because if you just grab the girls will beat your ass. The bouncer will beat your ass.
Yes.
The DJ will beat your ass. And then they will throw you out of the club.
Yep.
And then they will take your wallet.
As they should.
You know,
Personal experience.
if they don't even do that shit in a strip club.
Where's that from? I've
I'll
never.
show you later.
I'm curious.
Wait, where's what from?
Well, he got your reference.
Actually, that's not a reference to anything. If it is, that's just coincidence. I'm actually just referring to going to the strip club.
Well, it's paraphrasing one of the lines that I've heard in a Dragon Ball parody that makes it all profane.
Okay. I'm making Dragon Ball connections without even realizing it.
It's in your DNA.
That's
is.
awesome, brother.
I know Lio Convoy just frowned at his PC like,
No, I'm actually digging through some of these DMs and trying to find a pattern here.
okay. But like, let me put it like this. That shit don't even fly in a strip club. And I'm talking about like Cardi B used to rob intoxicated.
Didn't she like
Unconscious
roofie?
man.
Didn't she used to like roofie people?
Right. She did. Like these dudes, but they still didn't like touch her inappropriately without her consent. Even though she robbed them blind.
Like one thing I don't like being in, I'm actually not used to this, is being a heartbreaker. Like, I care about people. I definitely care about my fans and followers, and I hate to break a person's heart with them knowing that I'm in a relationship. But I have to be honest, because I love him. And like I said before, the only other person I give my heart to is a celebrity. And it's just the fact that, like, as a fan myself, I understand how it could feel to break someone's heart, because you want to show a person mutual respect and love and understanding, especially when they're in a relationship. And in my case, this coming June, me and Tom will be 10 years that we have been together. And then July is when we're getting married and we're having a cosplay wedding.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Congratulations.
Not the only cosplay wedding in July.
What?
Go ahead, Tom. Go show
We this coming July at a con here in Houston called Delta H Con, we actually know a guest
Friend of the show.
a friend of a show is getting married on like the Friday of it. So it's a big deal that actually the con like posted. It's like, hey, on Friday this is a wedding.
And
What day in
guess
July?
who's the DJ?
Yeah,
What day in July?
July
Uh,
17th. Yeah, 17th.
Yours!
Yeah, July. No, actually 16th. My bad. I'm sorry.
Plus the day
Yeah,
before.
theirs is on the Friday. Yours is on the Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reason they do it on Friday is because there's actually another convention going on that same weekend, and it's
No one's
been
gonna
like it's a tough one. So they
They don't
had
want-
they just
The reason why, so since the other convention's only Saturday and Sunday, and the Anime Con is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they don't want people to pick and choose. So like, let's just do it on Friday when that con's not going on.
Oh, congrats to Nick. He says he had a card captor Sakura wedding. Congratulations.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds
adorable.
awesome.
That's adorable.
That's really cool. If you,
That's a good anime too.
I would like to see those pictures. I mean, you don't have, we're not going to share them on the podcast, but I'd like to see them. You have any? With that being said, though, I want to say congratulations on you guys. 10 years is a huge milestone.
Mhm.
I know people that go with Boost Mobile just because they're afraid of commitment.
I want options to leave whenever I want. I don't care if I have bad service. I don't need to call anybody anyway.
That's right. I don't Boost Mobile for motherfuckers afraid of commitment.
That's actually a good joke. I will definitely give you props to that. Like, bravo.
I
I
have
mean,
an analogy for the cosplay community, and I always like to compare it to like going to the ocean for the first time. The first time you go, it's amazing, it's beautiful. The water's nice, there's no issue, it's always wonderful. But the more times you venture a little deeper out of the ocean. The more you do that, well, there's sharks in the water.
And then here comes Godzilla.
Godzilla's over there
Yeah.
fucking up Tokyo again.
Yeah, here it comes.
There's danger in the cosplay community. You just don't see it on the surface. You see it once you get in the water, and that's where you gotta be careful. Stay in the boat. Keep yourself
That's
safe.
actually-
Stay in a
that-
group.
I think we need
That's
a big-
really good. Yeah,
Thank
get a
you.
bigger boat.
I'm pretty smart.
Well, what I can definitely say is, when I first entered the cosplay scene, like back in 2007, I was overwhelmed. Like, I felt such joy being in a convention with people cosplaying as like my favorite anime characters and everything else. And that same day of my first con, I met Jason David Frank, and he took a free picture with me.
Ooh, that's like a $40 picture.
Yeah.
I actually still have that picture somewhere. I think it might be in an old album.
I feel like everyone still cosplaying today is still riding that first time they went high. It's just that's the peak. And just kind of like we'll just ride this out for 20 years and see how long it lasts. Get a fix every once in a while.
Yeah, I kind of forgot my first experience until I saw pictures. I was like, man, I was so young and innocent,
Naive.
naive.
You probably saw like maybe a Tifa cosplayer or an Arif cosplayer, and you just went nosebleed.
Oh my
Actually,
God,
the first
look
time,
at all the Narutos.
like when I first went to Onicon in 2007, if it wasn't on Tanami or
You wouldn't know what it
Naruto, I
is.
had no fucking idea what it was.
Ironically, Naruto was on Tanami.
Big time.
Yeah,
nerd.
but unless they were like also a video game cosplayer, like there was a Big Daddy, there was a Master Chief, but like there were some like vampire looking Lolita cosplays, and I'm just like, who the fuck is that? I don't care. I'm gonna take their picture.
Oh, the yaoi paddles. Oh god, I wanted a yaoi paddle so fucking badly.
I had enough experience with those things in like junior high and middle school where they just the
I
principal
lost
would
my
just beat you
smile.
with it.
I just lost my smile real quick.
It's just the thing that sucked was I never had a chance to actually get one of my own because they discontinued it.
Because someone broke someone's femur.
What?
That
Someone
was here in
ran,
Texas.
someone ran, hit someone with the edge of the paddle, full force baseball bat swing right in the leg, snapped their femur.
Oh god! Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a
Also-
YouTube channel that covered the Yaoi paddle, and you can look it up on YouTube. It's like #1 video, and they went over it. It's like, yeah, that's a weapon.
Yeah, no, in Texas, I think it was Akon, was it? Somebody hit somebody over the butt with it. No, and they were trying to hit him over the butt, and they missed, and they hit their lower back, and the paddle snapped.
Oof.
Oh,
These are
God.
strong paddles.
Paddle go snap, person go snap.
Also, another tip I definitely want to give to new cosplayers that enter the cosplay scene, keep your wallet to yourself. Like, don't leave your bag alone. I made that mistake. I think, my second or third MegaCon, I got called away from my bag, and I guess I must have upset a guy because at the time I was in a relationship. Is your laptop about to die? Or did the screen go down?
We can still hear you.
Yeah, we can still hear you. Even the dog can hear you.
No. It's just his brightness went down a bit. But at that point, I noticed later on that my wallet was gone. So, if anything, have either someone be your bag or have your own backpack.
Yeah.
Or if you're just wearing
Pockets.
Pockets.
yeah, like a shirt pocket.
All my cosplays always have pockets. I don't care if it costs those too.
I had a message I had to answer, but I just wanted to add that you said something about keeping your wallets to yourself or safe. Yeah, also keep them away from Cardi B.
I have a question here. I'm looking through some of these screen caps. The person that is allegedly posing as Kalila. Is that how you pronounce the name? Kalila?
Yes.
Okay. The address given in this, does that actually belong to your friend?
I don't know. I don't think she actually does live there. I was too cautious, so I never really confirmed with her. I never really confirmed if that was her address or not. I think she might have said it wasn't hers.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now that belongs to a 61-year-old man. So it's a high possibility he just randomly looked this up while trying to catch you on this.
This is like a catfish. This is like a catfish episode.
Actually, to add on that, I think he did say he lived with his parents.
Maybe so, but it's kind of hard to find that data currently. More importantly, though, you
Right.
said he called you on how many numbers?
3. His actual cell phone number, Google, and 2 Google numbers.
All right, I want you to pass me the actual cell phone number.
That would probably be in the first screenshot.
It's in the screenshots that I sent you.
As it's getting no results.
That also
all.
might be. He might have been using a fake number to begin with. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could actually have been a Google number too.
Yeah, which is why I'd like all 3 just in case.
They're all in the screenshots. The phone number he gave me the first time would be in the messages, in the screenshots that are consistent with my cosplay page.
Let me see here.
Off to see the wizard.
Went to sleep.
Because I think there's only 2 in all these. That's why I was asking for the third one.
Third one is probably the one that he had messaged you and he was talking as Kalila.
No. The third number that he used was
I think the second one is the one that's not listed.
the second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the second number was the one that he pretended to be Kalila. The third one was when he pretended to be her husband.
Oh, okay. We don't. Yeah, that's why we didn't get it because we don't have that. We didn't know that part. Okay.
Okay, so I got that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to run that through because so far I'm getting nothing.
Well, those are with Google, so they're probably not going to come up.
You'd be surprised what things can sometimes pop up, or if they get desperate enough. And all of these messages, were they just random texts?
He, like I said before, he reached out to me on my cosplay page. He gave me his number, and then we texted from there. But after AFO made that announcement, I blocked that number. Then he used the Google numbers to reach out to me.
Funny thing about Google numbers is they still are active, even for a little bit after they were changed. So, I mean, if you want to, you can just dick with the guy.
I'd rather not. I personally, the fact that while he was talking to me, it was really acting on my PTSD. So I'd rather not speak with him at all. Not at least until I testify against.
Okay, so I'm gonna connect y'all because this is like more of a conversation y'all need to have in private rather than my podcast. Not trying to sound like a dick or anything, but this is like one of those things to where I know, fucking asshole.
We have to. You can't say certain things because you're on a podcast. When you'd be
Right,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, even if you were to say his name right now, that's not illegal, and it won't. The guy probably doesn't even know you exist. And more importantly, here's the kicker: if somebody makes a privacy complaint against your video, and you just temporarily scrub it until the privacy complaint goes away, and then you unscrub it, they can't make a privacy complaint again. I know I've had to deal with this.
Right. We've already dealt with one fucking convention. I don't want to deal with another. But this seems more like a private conversation anyway.
But
Fair enough.
but overall, like I was just shocked at the whole situation, just how many girls had interacted with him and had spoke out about it. Because I thought I was the only one, and I was scared that I actually was the only one until AFO made that announcement.
David Mitchell could be right.
Yeah, David Mitchell said that it could have been a burner phone.
Could have been a burner phone. Could have been a lot of things here.
Yeah.
I don't think I wouldn't give him that much credit though. I wouldn't think he would think to use a burner phone.
I think he was using a Google number the entire time.
I would.
If none of the three numbers come up with anything, then
The only thing that I'm afraid of is if it escalates. That's why I fear most is if this escalates into something more severe. Because when I did post the screenshots to my page, one of my friends that reached out, she said that she's afraid that the police are gonna only handle this when it gets to a more severe level.
Right, but based on what you have said to me, like when we talked last night, based on what you have told me, it has already gotten to that level. So like, it's only a matter of time before something is, and they're already trying to catch him with anything. But with that being said, I mean, he's not the only individual. This is a community-wide thing. This is it's not even just isolated to the community. This is in fucking humanity. All of humanity.
It really hits me at the core because I look to conventions as like a safe haven, like a safe place for me to get away from reality, because God knows I go through a fucking constant struggle of anxiety and depression. And like this year I'm actually trying to have a more positive mindset despite like my past struggles and past trauma. And conventions are such a big hit with me, and it's a good way to see your friends and see people and to really just get together in a big cosplay community and feel so welcome and so happy. The fact that this guy is using that against us really hits me hard.
And I completely understand where you're coming from, and like I'm really sorry that you are experiencing all this. Like this is like I feel for you because you hear about all this shit all the time. You hear about different stories, but you sometimes hear it from the fucking assholes themselves. Like the one guy who cried because the one girl he was in love with had decided, well, I really don't like you like that. I'll be your friend, but this guy, I've been talking to him for years, so I'm going to date him instead because he gets me, he understands me, and I actually legitimately have feelings for him. So the guy starts crying, oh my God, he stole her from me. And I just wanted to kind of slap the shit out of him because he's acting like she's property and that she was stolen from him, which that's not how that works. I'm sorry, people that are listening that feel that way. No one is your property. No one owes you anything. No one, just because you're nice to a fucking person does not mean that that individual is obligated to date you or sleep with you.
Thank you. Point proven.
Because I know somebody that works with some kind of organization. I'm not going to say what, I'm not going to say who, but they have that fucking mindset. Well, I was nice to her. I'm friends with her. I talk to her all the time. She should date me. He feels like she's obligated to date him, or his mindset is, oh, if a guy's nice to you, then you have to date him. I'm like, no, no one has to do shit.
And I agree with that. Like, and unfortunately, I've had exes in the past that treated me like property and expected me to do what they wanted. And I've had ex-friends who also treated me the same, which is why my trust in people is very minimal. And I'm trying to like be able to be opened up with people again and be able to make new friends again. And unfortunately, in this case, this guy took advantage of that. But then as soon as my suspicions were confirmed, I felt a little relieved. But at the same time, I felt a bit violated about the fact that I'm just trying to live my life. And he used what I'm trying to improve on against me.
Right. What the fuck?
Goku's looking at multiple screens.
Oh, hell no, I'm not accepting that shit.
Accept my friend request.
I got a random friend request as we're talking about all this, and it's from some girl in Houston, Texas. I'm like, no mutuals, no post, looks sus as shit. I'm not accepting crap. Plus, you don't look like you're above the age of 21. I'm sorry, I don't like talking to people that are not 21 and up.
That's
Good standard.
And that is fine. Like, it's just that I'm hoping he does get caught, he does get arrested, so that way no other girls have to go through this. But most of all, I'm hoping that this does get out to the news, so that way the police can actually take responsibility in ignoring the signs, especially for the reports that we've been trying to file, including mine, because they also have a hand in this by letting him loose.
Well, it's kind of hard to find him in general because we don't have his real name. We don't have a real phone number. We don't have a real address.
Well, we have the real name at least.
Well, you don't know if that's his real name. You have no clue.
That's the question. Because you said other people have come out and said about this in like posts.
Like
Have
they know him.
confirmed that name
They
is the
didn't
one he uses all the time.
People that on the post, according to, you know what? I'll get you the real name.
If it was fake, you wouldn't use the same fake name all the time because.
Well, you would if you know that it's a reliable one that they can't trace.
Right. Yeah, I actually have to agree with that shit.
I would use a different one.
I'm going to ask a couple of people and see what I can come up with. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank you so much, Sarah and Lunar, for joining us today, for coming on here and just talking to us, giving us like your experiences with this overall. And, because we know that you aren't the first victims and we know, unfortunately, you aren't the last. But we see this a lot, and we would like for people to know that this isn't a real problem. And and I see a lot of these guys get upset over the protective boyfriend for just being protective. But with that being said, there's nothing wrong with being protective. It's just being cautious. There's a difference between being protective and being
quarters? Oh, you still?
being just being over. So kudos to you, Mr. Lunar. You you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you're being overprotective. You're not.
Do that to begin with.
I got your back, man. I really like you guys. You guys are really cool. I look forward to hopefully having y'all again on the show under different circumstances.
I would be honored to come back.
Hopefully we can get y'all to come back soon. Hopefully as actual cosplay guests to talk about your cosplay page, because you did say you were a cosplay model.
Yes, I am, and I actually have some good projects coming up soon.
Try to pull it back up on your phone. You at least get...
The
Quality
good old
drops
technical
off right at the
difficulties. Classic technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. I can hear them. I hear them clicking.
That could be anyone clicking.
That could be anybody clicking.
Well, probably talk to them afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to also thank for Lio Convoys Reviews for joining us today.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much for coming on here and actually sharing some insight and insightful information. Actually, you did bring up some very good information that I didn't think of at first, and that's always what we try to do and strive for here on the Geeks Fiber podcast. I know we do a lot of shit talking, a lot of shit posting, but we also like to help.
Mhm.
And also, I want to thank the Ravens flock, whose live stream I think already started. Yeah, it started
like
about
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. Yeah, it started already. I want to thank the Ravens flock for joining us once again. And I want to give a quick shout out to the Black Table Podcast. All right, guys, join us again on, our guest are back. Send right back. Oh, the laptop died.
Later.
It's okay.
We are.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's
Okay,
fine. We're wrapping it up right now.
Yeah, we're already wrapping up. I'll send y'all a text after, but we're already wrapping up for the night.
I'm really sorry. The laptop.
No,
died.
it's okay. Do not
It held
worry
up
about
Alright,
it.
just
don't worry.
fine.
Yeah, it's all
It's
right.
fine. Like, we have technical difficulties too. We can't pretend we don't.
Mhm.
We've started an hour late just because I couldn't get my laptop to work.
There we go.
There you are.
One final goodbye.
Yeah, one final goodbye to our listeners, our watchers, our viewers, our watchers. Sounded weird.
Who
But
watches this?
yeah, we would definitely love to do a podcast with y'all again. If you want, Goku, you can add me and Lunar on Facebook if you wish.
All right, cool. I'll send y'all both a friend request and we'll go from there. I really
Sweet.
enjoyed talking to both of y'all, getting both y'all's insights, and especially you, Lunar. I want to, like I said, we can't thank you enough for agreeing to come on here and also sharing your experiences and your side of the story, because a lot of these are so one-sided. We like to get every aspect as much as we can. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing, and we look forward to having you on the show.
I can't wait to tell my friend Edwin I found his long-lost twin named Goku.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah, nobody wants to be my twin. Fucking drug abusing alcoholic.
Yeah, he actually likes alcohol.
I'm completely sober for this show. No alcohol, no drugs, nothing.
I'm
Like, I
curious.
can't
What
like it.
I'm curious. What does he look like? Does he? You don't want to get confused with
Is he?
He literally looks like his nickname is literally Chogi, and they look just alike. Except the only thing I can say is Goku's hair is longer, and
Pull up.
Did I just get like? Did I nicely get called fat?
No, I said your hair is longer, and the fact that both
No,
of
no.
them look alike. It's just that everyone in high school called her friend Edwin Chogi.
Choji.
I thought you said like Chobi or like Choji.
No!
I'm like, Choji's fat.
Like the Naruto character Chogi.
Choji.
It's
Choji. Yeah, it's
So,
Choji.
yeah,
Choji's fat.
he's the fat one.
He's the big one.
Damn it! And he likes butterflies. No. No, but we're
To Goku, let me know ahead of time, and I'll definitely let you know like what my next big cosplay plans are, as well as what goals I'm trying to reach with my fan
Awesome.
projects.
awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you so much. I'll contact you today or tomorrow. I'll contact you sometime within the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's fine, and I'll definitely add you on Facebook.
Right. I'll send you a friend request. I'm really bad about contacting people on Facebook. Holy shit. We also have more breaking news, by the way, but we'll talk about that later. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Jace, do you have anything you want to say before we go ahead and clock out?
Nah.
Nah.
It was
Sonic,
nice to meet all of you.
quick plug in.
I feel honored about this.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I just want to say it's been really nice talking to you guys, and hope to talk to you guys again.
Definitely.
You guys have a good night. Be safe and take care and Godspeed. And I'll send you everybody's information. I'll send you the Raven Flocks and Lyle Convoys.
All right.
All right, guys. All right, guys. I am Jesse Goku. Don't forget to also make sure you follow Keyblade Sonic on YouTube.
Just around every day. Just
YouTube, the Twitter, the Twitch, the
TikTokies.
TikTokies, and
Yeah.
the MySpaces and the book faces and the
The book. Shut up on your Facebook.
Find them on Grinder.
find. No. What's the one where it's like Grinder, but instead of like that, it's like fist fighting people.
I don't know.
They made a parody of it like, hey man, your face is pissing me off. You want to throw hands? Like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Fighter. There you go. Just call it
Yeah,
that.
Fighter. You can find us
Fighters.
on Fighter. Find us on Street Fighter. The
Street Fighter. Okay.
All right, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I don't know what. I guess tomorrow we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat since they didn't talk about it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Spoiler review, by the way. It will be spoiler because Jace doesn't want to watch the movie.
Spoil it for me so I don't have to watch it.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Also, join us once again on Monday for another Trash Talk panel. And then no podcast on Wednesday. All right, guys. Oh, Sunday. Don't forget to join me on Sunday as well. And make sure you check out the Black Table podcast. I won't be on there, but I'll definitely be watching. All right, guys. I'm Jesse Goku, also letting everybody know to stay classy. And if you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and good night.
Bye.